Yeah. Hello,
Cool.
everyone.
So this is our test.
We are
Um,
testing.
so things we want to test. So first of all, if I'm talking, Google Hangouts should be looking at me. And
If I talk, it should look at me. There we go. Looks
okay.
good, I think.
Can you see from your screen who it's focused on?
Yeah, it switches. So if I'm talking, it shows
Oh,
me.
dang. Okay, that's not
Oh, do you
bad.
not see that? I guess I'm the host, so I probably have like.
Yeah, maybe it's a setting that I have to turn on or off or whatever. But for some reason or another, it's not doing that. Maybe this
Okay,
toolbox
yeah.
thing. No.
I'm playing with some different things. So I had this like Hangout toolbox installed, and I've been turning this lower third thing on for fun. I don't think it was working though.
Well, it's doing nothing
Uh,
for me.
yeah, I don't think it was working. I could be wrong, but we'll find it. We'll find out in the resulting video.
Yeah.
I just turned it off, and I think it was distorting my video actually. So we'll see if that.
Okay. So another thing
Okay.
we want to test is me sharing my screen and you sharing your screen.
Yeah.
But since you're the one in control, you have to lock it on whoever's screen is being shared.
Good point. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, we'll probably get a. Yeah, well, that's a good thing to test. Let's actually share right now, and just do some talking back and forth. See if that in the
Oh, like
resulting video.
we
Let's see
both
if that.
share? Okay.
Well, oh, good point. I was gonna say like, will it just be smart about who's sharing and focus on that? But maybe you're right. It'll just keep switching the video based on that.
Yeah. And a second thing. Oh, error loading your app. Okay, so Google Toolbox or Hangout Toolbox, no bueno.
Yeah.
And the icon disappeared. So
I clicked the X on it, so I think it's why.
oh,
It's
okay.
yeah. I think it was
All right.
just causing weird things to happen with my videos, so I turned it off.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So okay. The other thing is I'm still using OBS. OBS is my webcam right now.
Right.
So I can share my screen using OBS, or I can share my screen just using Hangouts. And I don't know if there's a difference between. Okay. So let me share my screen using Hangouts. Let me just click here, screen share.
Okay.
You should see. Do you see anything different?
Not yet. I just see.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Now it's working. Yeah.
So you should see yourself.
And now if I present you, so I'll say present to everyone on you.
Oh boy. Okay.
Now we go deeper and deeper into the matrix.
Yeah. Okay. So I can switch around. You can see my screen. It's going around. Okay. And we're back. Now you do some talking while I'm still sharing.
Yeah, so if I talk, I mean, it's focused on you right now. I presented to you, so it's not.
Oh, that's right. You locked it. Okay.
Yeah. And it did appear to be switching when I didn't lock you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me stop sharing, but I'll resume sharing using OBS like this.
Yeah.
This is weird because it's reversed. It's mirrored.
Oh, it's so weird. Yeah. It looks pretty similar, honestly. I get the feeling that through OBS the quality might be a little bit less. Like I feel like
lower quality,
possibly, or maybe a little bit more artifacting on the text, possibly.
Okay. There is an issue with one of the benefits of OBS is that I can select a single monitor if I have a multi-monitor setup. Whereas with Google Hangouts, I can either do the entire screen, which includes all the monitors, or I can just do one window, which is annoying. So it'll depend on the situation. Okay, so why don't you stop sharing or stop, get it off of me?
Okay, I'll turn that. Stop presenting.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Now it's me.
So now it's whoever's talking, right?
Yeah. It's either me or it's me reversed because you're still sharing. So it's like a weird. There we go. Yeah.
Back. There we go. Now, why don't you share your screen?
I will do that. Oops.
So if I'm not mistaken, you have the option either your whole multi-monitor setup or just one window. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can choose an entire screen. So let me just share this one.
Oh, wait, what's this? This is one monitor.
Yeah. Sorry, is that not what you meant?
Okay. Well, you have multiple monitors, don't you?
Yeah, I do, but I just picked one monitor. I picked the one on the left.
Oh, it lets you do that. Okay, I'm mistaken.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so no, I definitely can pick that. One thing I'm noticing right now that I want to test out is I'm sharing this monitor. If I go back to my Hangouts app, I can't show you this right now, obviously, or I guess I could. So there's this button right here. This is hide participants.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna click that. I'm curious what it does because I don't know if it I'm assuming it just hides you. So maybe in the output video you're still showing in the corner.
I don't see myself in your screen. I see myself in my screen.
Yeah. Okay. So I just clicked it, and I'm gonna see if maybe it's just for my own personal.
I think it's just for you.
Yeah. I don't know if it actually affects the broadcast or not. So anyway, I turned it back on there. So yeah, I think it is just a personal thing for me. I don't know if it affects the output. So anyway.
Okay. So we've tested me screen sharing, you screen sharing. Are you logged on your presentation right now?
I don't think I was. I was at one point, but I just stopped screen sharing though. So now.
Okay. So if that's the case, then we just have to make a mental note. You just have to remember that whoever's in control of the Hangouts has to remember to lock the screen on the right person and then unlock the screen after they stop sharing.
Yeah.
I remember last time you accidentally stopped the whole recording because the buttons look similar. So yeah, that's bad UI design on their part, but we have to just take note of that.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, so
what's funny is there's these. Oh, sorry, I'm just saying there's these Hangouts apps, right? That I was just playing with earlier. And if you
what kind of apps are there?
Well, it's if you look into it, the API is deprecated, so it's just there's no point in using them anymore. Because you can there's even I saw one called Developer Tab, and I was like, oh, we could build our own and create some cool integration for ourselves. But no, it's all. I mean, you could, I guess, but it's a deprecated API, and I don't think you can even create a new app for it anymore. So yeah. Yeah, so that's it.
So all this to say that the search for the right app is still on.
Yeah, it is, and I've seen people on Twitter, prominent developers, streaming like this, and they tend to do this kind of same setup, it's a Hangouts with when they want to have more than one person. And
okay, so what we need to decide then is, do we do what we're doing now, this, or do we do what we were doing, a few weeks back, which is I recorded on my OBS and stream it to you. You have a short delay on the video, but not very much delay on the audio, and you just record audio. As far as I know, that was working for me, and it seemed like it was working for you. Were there any downsides to that setup other than the
I don't think so. Delay? I mean, I think my thought is this: if we just use Hangouts and treat the result of that as kind of the video with as little editing as possible, that would be great. Because then we can just focus on taking our audio, producing that, making a podcast. And the video is just what it is. I feel that route might be good because then we're not trying to pull videos and merge them and sync audio up. And I feel
I was doing very little video editing before.
Yeah.
All I did was trimming the beginning and the end.
Yeah. So it wasn't a ton of work. Yeah. So I mean, we could still do that, but
yeah. Okay. So let's do Hangouts for now. And then you keep an open eye for alternatives.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's just do that. I think I want to choose the path of least resistance, something that's just works.
Okay.
And
by the way, I was doing thumbnails for us for each episode, so that we have a photo on the blog.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I think if we want to keep doing that, we should probably do some sort of pose. It's like at the very beginning, we just pose for 1 second, and then use that as a thumbnail. Because what I was doing is I would watch, you know, a few minutes of the video, look for a moment where both of our eyes are open and both of us have our both of us are smiling or something, and then and then I freeze frame there and take the photo.
That's smart.
Anyways, so that's something to take into consideration. Let's do this logo thing.
Yeah, let's hack on this a little bit. Let's just as a goal here, let's just get a couple random ideas down and not necessarily decide on one for sure, but just kind of have some things to think about there. So
the how do I say this? Well, I mean, you're the designer. You should know the terms better than I would. But like, what is the feel that we're going for? What are the messages we're trying to convey? Things that come to mind when I think of this title is a Git graph, which is basically a timeline with circles that dot it, right?
Right. Yeah. Do you have an example of that you can share? As like
I shared it on as a comment on the board.
Oh, good call. Let's check. On this one,
not that one. The logo one.
Oh,
right there.
There you go. My mouse was right on it.
So the first one, the second one, the link might not work, but.
Oh, that's cool. I like what you. Yeah, this is kind of neat, with like the
very simple. It's just a line with circles going through it. That's not it. Okay, so go to the tabs page for Nextcloud. The shared one, commits.
Oh, commits. Yeah, there we go.
That's just the textual representation of the Git log.
But I like that. So and it's similar to what you showed with the Git kind of like
so timeline with dots going through it. It doesn't have to be that at all. I mean, it could be. I like the braces thing, and I told you last time perhaps the braces should be facing the other way to invoke that we are in between something.
Exactly. That could be kind of.
And then in between the braces is like a few dots or something, or underscores. Or like dashes. That. I don't know. Actually, it could be the text itself. It could be between two commits.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a neat idea. Like between
something like that.
All of this, by the way, is just very like just getting ideas out. Not like
yeah.
But yeah, like kind of a. Yeah.
I mean that might. I don't know if that would pose any problems in terms of SEO or anything, but might make people think, oh, there's something missing on either end of this logo.
It looks kind of broken. You know, like I'd be in a coder, you're like, oh, what?
Yeah, exactly. might off put some OCD people, or it doesn't. Maybe it could be instead of the full name, it could be B and then the number 2 and then C.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like
so.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, I'm just as different as an idea. Yeah, like B2C or could be uppercase.
It could be the capitals or whatever.
I think like I haven't really played with typeface here, but I feel like I
gotta say I'm not liking the short version. Either the long version or the dots.
This is what I'm thinking. So I feel like, I agree with you. I think that, so let's try something here. If I go, how do you feel about, should we just play with having them outward like this to start and just see how that feels?
Yep. Kind of looks like a vase right now. Or the optical illusion. Is it 2 faces or is it a vase?
Right, yeah. It does kind of feel like that. is. We'll create a new frame here. I'm wondering if like so having like the text in between here, but like having it like more ranged. So I don't know if I want to use this font. So let's try.
What do you mean ranged?
Sorry, I'll try and show you. It's probably easier to show than it is to. Is that Jeffrey?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would check in on him using the baby monitor, but my computer is already going crazy as it is.
Yeah, it's like already maxed out.
And I think something happened to the camera. He may have knocked it over. I can't see a thing.
Oh, it's not working. That's a shame.
Yeah, it is homemade, and I still haven't found a good case for it. Well, I was planning on making one, but I haven't found anything to make it out of.
Yeah, that's kind of I've never made a case before. Were you thinking of like some kind of plastic type thing?
Yeah, but I was thinking of like finding something that exists already and like drilling holes in it, you know?
Right, yeah. Jerry rigging something out of
I'm liking where this is going.
Yeah, I'm thinking like
because between two commits, it's a very long set of three words, you know.
Yeah, it needs room to breathe, right? Like it can't just be. Well, it could be on one line, but I feel like you said, if it's on this one line, like you need to think about like, and also I would draw a distinction between like this, which would be like kind of a formal thing, and then what would be like the app icon or like the favicon.
Yeah, exactly, a square shape thing.
Yeah, which could just use like elements of the braces, maybe if we decided to go with something like that. Also, I feel like these braces are a bit too bold, but I'm just still kind of playing with this. Maybe bold this one up a little bit more. I did kind of like it lighter though. Maybe I'll just lighten up the braces. Let's see. So this one here, I'm thinking if we just increase the size on this one a little bit. I don't know.
I think I've gotten to the point where I've looked at the word commits too much, and now I think it's misspelled, even though it's not.
Oh, I hate when that happens. I have to all the time. Like,
yeah.
What's the name for that? There's got to be a name for that effect.
Oh, I'm sure there is a name for it. It also happens when you say or hear a word too often in a short amount of time. Like you think, oh, that sounds weird now. But you're right. Totally there's got to be a word for that.
This one. Move this up here for now. I don't love that one. Yeah. Oops, I didn't need you. I want to take these ones here. These ones just feel more delicate, if that even makes sense. These are so heavy, these braces.
Yeah. Totally.
Really on a grid here, but also, sometimes it feels better to like capitalize. I don't know. Or that feels kind of weird. I wonder, I'd rather like either have it all caps or lowercase. A lot of things in programming are lowercase too, so that might be fine to keep that.
Yeah, I often dispense with capital letters.
Yeah, exactly. A programmer font might be too cliche here, so I don't think we have to use it, but it's an option.
Like a monospace?
No. Yeah, sorry, monospace. Yeah, I feel like that's just like a little bit too heavy-handed. It doesn't need to be. We get it. You're programmers,
No, I kind of like this font.
I really like this font. There's actually a blog I was just looking at today that used this font as his body copy, and I was like, oh, that's really nice. Just a really clean-looking font. It's called Avenir.
I'm trying not to get married to a certain look just yet. But
Oh, yeah,
I'm liking this so far.
Yeah, I think something like this could work. But so this is one avenue, and other ways you could do this too are like, so we could also flip the braces around, right? So maybe we'll just move this over here. I mean, it feels like, I think I like your point to like how it does feel like it's in between, right? But
so the implication is that the braces are the commits, or they represent somehow commits.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that does do that quite elegantly. And in this situation, it's more like it's containing something versus like being in the between something, right? So
yeah,
it's kind of an in between space. So I don't. Yeah, if we're gonna do this, I actually think I like this better than doing that. So that's fine.
I honestly, I really like the way it's looking. Although I'm curious, in what way do braces represent commits?
That's the thing. Like, if you're ever, I mean, in Git, you can like reference like if you've ever done like Git reflog, there's like braces are in there. I think you can.
Ooh, your sound just like spiked or something.
Really? Ooh, sorry about that.
And then went way down. It was weird.
Let me just stop sharing here for a second and then share. I'm gonna move my screens over. Hold on. Boop, boop. Make sound effects while I do it, so it makes more sense. There we
go. What about the Git reflog? I don't remember.
So like, let's see, I'll show you. There's like this idea. I mean, this is really like a stretch, but like there's some sense of like braces in a commit.
Yeah, okay.
But like I don't know. That's a very like, I'm grasping at straws here. It's not like a core part of Git or anything, but
no, that's fine. This looks good. Perhaps, I mean, no, I think the brace thing looks good. And I think people who look at it, who are programmers, will totally understand what it's doing. I'm just thinking if there are alternatives. Perhaps the between two commits words can stay the same, but instead of braces, they're like circles, and the circles are joined by a line that go, like this.
Yeah. This is kind of the next thing I want to do.
Actually, it could be if you go back to the image, you can see that there's on the graph there's like several big commits and then a few small ones.
Yeah.
So maybe there could be two big ones on either end and then three little ones in between, and then the words go on top and below the line.
Right. Yeah.
It's not very it's not very symmetrical in terms of line height for the first line and the upper line and the second line, but I don't know.
I feel like I like this concept a lot. I'm just thinking, I feel like if it was done right, it could be really good. I think it's a bit trickier than this. Not that it shouldn't be done, but it's like I'm trying to think of like a way to like elegantly and simply like illustrate a commit. So you kind of have this idea of like, 2 points, right, that are connected. I'm just gonna draw like this. Let's see. So we have like.
I was gonna say, isn't there a circle tool?
Yeah. And yeah, usually I've seen that a lot of Git things will show you this kind of thing where it's like learn Git branching. Yeah, have you seen this site before?
No, I haven't.
So this is kind of cool.
JS.org, what's that?
I don't know. Yeah, I actually contributed to this in open source. So these like the style of these little things, I think I added that to this code base.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if they still use my CSS, but they had one previously before they had these that were just like flat colors. And I was like, but you could make these look so much nicer with some like CSS. So I went and like added like those fancy CSS. Anyway,
nice.
Very skeuomorphic, shiny buttons. But so this whole thing is like talking about introduction to Git commits, for example. So you choose this and it tells you like what a commit is. And you like actually when you type git commit or when you do it, it's like, oh look, see your master branch moved, and it tells you like what that what the effect of that is. But anyway, it's the idea of
the whole arrows pointing backwards towards ancestors. That makes a lot more sense in the reverse.
Right, exactly. When I first saw this, I was like, that seems weird. But then when you understand how like commits are like children, or essentially like that,
exactly,
that makes a lot of sense. But so this idea then of like maybe we could do something like that where if each of these represent a commit, then we can have like an arrow here. So we'll just do like a polygon. Let's see. Maybe this is all very too abstract, but I'm just playing with it. Let's see. This is not the right color. I don't know why it's all this like weird gray, though. Maybe we should make this darker. These ones, let's add a stroke on these and remove the fill. Doesn't need to be too long, but oops. Like something like that, but it's like I don't necessarily get the sense that this is happening in between there, though. Sorry, I kind of
I definitely like what we have before for better.
Yeah, like this, I feel like something like this, and I could make the line curvier and like have a branch off of it or something. But I feel like
it also kind of gives the impression of like going in the past or something, like going backwards, which is kind of not what we're going for. What if
I'm thinking like if we like this one, this is really rough. I mean, I can definitely iterate on this one a little more because I feel like I feel like I like this one too, or something like that. This here, I do kind of like this one as kind of a potentially for the
maybe
we just have two dots to represent like you and me or something, but it almost looks like a face right here. But if this was like the icon
or an alien belly button,
right? Yeah. Let's just say it's 200 by 200. We'll just go outline stroke. I don't know. What's a good color? But
so far this is going all right, but I don't know. There's still the whole face thing, like vase thing, alien thing. Like there's something a little off about it.
Yeah, I feel like it's just maybe what we could do is like. I'll do something like that. Do you still feel like it kind of just looks like a?
I'm trying to ask myself, like, would I wear this on a T-shirt? And I'm not sure I would.
That's a fair question. Yeah, it's a fair question. Because I mean, it could also like if you paired this with if you paired this with like the text, it could look better.
Oh, you mean for the t-shirt's sake?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if we're talking about t-shirts.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, this isn't perfect by any measure, but like, I don't know. Text needs to be bigger. Maybe I'll just make this smaller for the sake of simplicity. Oops. That's kind of cool, actually, if it cuts off the edges.
You know, there's something I'm realizing is when I look at this, I get more of a formal feel to this. When really we're going for more casual feel.
It does feel like formal, right? Yeah, it feels like it's like a ballet company or something. You know, like I don't.
Well, actually, the way it looks now, it looks like a waist. You know, somebody's trying to lose weight or something.
Yeah, keep your code lean, not fat. Don't have fat code. I mean, what if there's just one circle, you know, in there? Is that weird? If we just have like one?
Yeah, that's
so weird.
I don't think that's working because it looks like two birds pointing at something.
Oh yeah, like two guys with their noses pointing at each other. Yeah, that's
at a ball or yeah.
Yeah.
Because I like the ingredients. It's just I don't know.
Well, I just like the tones off. You know, like this would be a great logo for like a accounting firm or something,
or a fancy Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, this is the Chinese food they're eating. Let's make them open their mouths. It just looks like two faces to me now.
Yeah.
I can't unsee the faces. Dang it.
Yeah.
Well, when it's like this, I feel like, so if we get rid of we can come back to this. I don't really need it right now. I feel like something like this might be better because it's just like, this is just the, you know.
Yeah, that I'm liking so far.
You know, we could give it a bit of a color treatment. The alignment's definitely not 100%. I could tighten that up. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, I feel like
I'm still liking it. I'm starting to think that even maybe this is too formal as well.
Yeah, that's true. It still kind of feels like that. I wonder if okay, let's try this.
It's a shame because I really like the look of it. It's just it doesn't really match what we're kind of going for. We're kind of going for like programmers in their spare time, you know?
Yeah, it's like, how do we do that? How do we make that come across without can I rotate these at all, or is it gonna?
I'm liking where you're going with that, but it kind of looks like an interview show, which, I mean, to be fair, is kind of accurate.
Yeah, I'm just totally messing around here. I don't know. Like, does that feel like it still feels formalish? I mean, honestly, this font might be the problem.
That's what I was thinking.
I think we need to lighten up the font.
Which is a shame because I like the look of it.
Yeah, it's a nice font. It's just maybe it's not the right feel for this. You need something a little more like.
Maybe one day when we start a business, we'll pull this out again.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, right. We'll be like, oh, grab that out in your.
To be honest, the braces like overlapping kind of makes it look like a telecommunications company.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So like we're going to provide a cell phone service for you.
This, I think, I like this right now. I feel like this looks nice. I think the whole between thing does look good when they're reversed, but there's something about them not being reversed that then you definitely know they're braces. So I think the problem with having them like this is now they look like birds or faces.
Yeah.
I don't know. It does work sometimes.
You're right. This does look good. It's just that okay, first of all, if they're facing each other, then it looks a little too cliche, or I don't know.
What if this one is also facing that way? Is that weird?
I think that's weird.
Yeah, it feels incomplete. Part of me likes it because it feels a bit like edgy, but it's like, I think something like this could work though. You know,
this looks nice. Yeah, I mean,
and I'm thinking like you don't need these to be quite as like pronounced, just so you can kind of like, you know, dial back the color a bit. Because it's what happens between the commits that matters, right?
Yeah, exactly. I like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to get too crazy with the font weights, but yeah, something like this could be nice. And I think I like.
Wow, now the word between is looking weird to me.
Because I had it. Yeah, because I tried the different.
No, I visually it looks nice.
Oh, yeah.
But sorry, like I'm talking about the spelling and stuff.
You're hitting that too, yeah. This is what happens whenever I design stuff. I get into this phase where I'm like, oh my gosh, like my brain is melting now. Like everything looks weird, nothing looks good, and you have to just leave it. You know, eventually.
I like it. I like the words the way they are, and I like the braces in this way. So yeah, I'm liking this.
Yeah, I like this too. I think this could be a good. Yeah, and like this font is Source Sans Pro, which is similar to Source Code Pro, which is like an open source code font, but I definitely don't want that. That looks terrible.
Ooh, no.
Source Sans Pro is a nice font. Could lighten it up too on larger sizes, but you don't want to go too light because it starts to feel a bit too fancy and airy. And
yeah,
I think I like semi-bold. I think either regular or semi-bold, but probably semi-bold.
I'm leaning towards semi-bold in this case.
And that has the benefit of like looking a bit better at smaller sizes, I think. Okay, so let's just yank this one out because I like that.
Yep. I think we're headed in the right direction.
This is good. This is called collaborative designing.
Except I'm not doing anything.
Oh no, it's helpful. It's honestly really helpful to have someone to like bounce the, ideas off of and stuff. So,
I think for the square icon, maybe doing the same thing what we did a moment ago, but instead of dots, asterisks.
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah. Or even just one asterisk, like all the things, or one or two, maybe that like.
Maybe the two. I don't know.
Let me just outline these shapes for a second. There we go. Now I can really.
I think this one is a better balance between formal and casual, and because sometimes we're serious too. I mean, like
it's not all a joke, but also we don't want
it's not Comic Sans. It's
I like this. I feel like this looks nice, and I think
I think we can work with this.
If we switch back to like Avenir, it's a nice font, but it just feels like could work too. But I feel like something about this might be better. I like these curly braces though. I think those are nice. There's this paradox of choice in design too, where you're like, oh, I could choose so many different like.
Oh, fonts. Absolutely! I can only imagine.
Trying to play with the spacing here too. I don't want it to be overly tight, but like that. Okay. Yeah. So for the. How do we feel about color? I always like to start without color so I'm not too distracted. But then, like,
yeah, I mean, do we have to like pick a color scheme for the whole site, basically?
I would think like what I'm thinking like an accent color would be nice. It could be on the braces, but if they stayed muted in the grays, then it could also be like just like body here, and I wouldn't go too light. But
I like what you were saying about the whole. What's in between is what matters.
Kind of keeping the focus on that. And also I would say like it's nice to sometimes see So here, let's just call this one like just have it like this. It's nice to kind of see what it would look like on a dark background too, right?
So yeah.
Change that, and then we change the text. So like, say it was down here, we'd want to, this would now be white. And these could also change a little bit. Just kind of relative to that. You don't want it too faded, but anyway, yeah, that looks kind of nice. And then you can also play with like, I mean, like a different color background, because what it might look nice. It might be nice just to keep this pretty monochrome, but like the background we put it on could give it more of a pop, right? So if this is on like a, let's say, let's just go for like a blue because I like blues. A background kind of like that. I'll just fix these here.
You know, I just realized I'm wearing the YSA Conference 2011 T-shirt that you designed.
Oh my gosh, really? Oh, I remember that. Is that a weird coincidence that you have that while I'm doing this?
I wonder.
That's so funny. I wonder what would happen if this is such a random just experiment. I feel like I like it better when it's bigger. Yeah, definitely much better when it's bigger.
Yeah.
Like these need to be a bit heavier here. They're done. Be faded. That spacing feels like the spacing a bit more out then. What am I at in the line height? 66. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe I want to give it a little more room to breathe there. I can play with that after. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of. What do you think? Yeah,
I'm liking this.
Should we go for a nice mauve or whatever you call this color? Hot pink. Let's go for that burning. Because I think what I'd like to have is kind of a small palette, so like a couple grays that we like to use, and then at least one or two accent colors, like a primary one and maybe a secondary one. Maybe even not. We don't always need more than that. And then we'll just have it as a reference for like the rest of the site design, you know. And I have a hard time picking colors because I think there's just so many choices, so it's hard to know where to go.
Let me just take a peek at what exists already, because the starter template has just blue and white, right?
Yeah, it's very simple. It's just got that blue.
And then the blog page, which makes no sense to me, has nothing. It's just tiles that are stacked vertically. Okay, yeah. So that's not even a helpful reference. Okay. I mean, what kind of colors are we going for? I mean, we're still going for the casual downtime kind of thing. I don't know. I'm liking all the colors you're experimenting with.
You know, I just realized, yeah, I know, me too. It's fun to play with colors. I realized that if these two look like faces at some point, we could make them look like our faces at some point and like put like speech coming out of them. You know, like kind of lean into that.
Yeah, I guess we could.
I wouldn't do it right away, but it could be kind of a fun thing to like.
Maybe like a April Fools or something, or Halloween or something.
Yeah, I'm just seeing like add an eye here and like a little like bubble comes up, and I don't know. Also, I kind of envisioned an animation where like, can you see my webcam? It is just my video right now.
Just your screen.
I envisioned like an animation where like it starts like this, and as this one slides to the right, it like reveals the text. You know, kind of animates in. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know what? When you mentioned the faces thing, like I think this further reinforces the whole, two guys talking to each other. So I think we're on the right track. Like,
yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I'd wear this on a t-shirt, depending on the color.
This absolutely, I would definitely wear this on a t-shirt.
So yeah, I think this could work.
Okay, yeah.
And like this is good because I feel like we have to have this kind of mindset of like, let's find something good and just go with it. And we'll maybe if we tweak it later, that's fine. We don't have to be married to the whole thing forever. But yeah. Share this with you, by the way, too. Copy link. I'll put that on our right here. I think
nice.
Yeah. So that's cool. And I can make this exportable and use it in the. So I think for the design too of the blog, I kind of want to. Let's probably end this pretty soon. But I'm just thinking quick thoughts on the blog. Obviously, yeah. Right now it's very like simple. I do think we can kind of reuse this header, put our logo here. I don't know whether or not we want to have a massive like subtitle there.
No.
I think we kind of want to get rid of that. Yeah. I do like the subtitle though, so maybe that can exist somewhere, but a bit smaller, maybe not quite as like secondary to the logo.
It could even just be in the title text.
Yeah, just like when you're searching, right? Like in SEO, yeah. And these are okay. I'd like to get like thumbnails. I think for these posts would be nice.
Definitely. Maybe optional thumbnails. I don't know.
Yeah. This page is okay. They're kind of big. I wonder if we could have smaller thumbnails, maybe. Like, so for example, I
don't think there should be separate pages. Like,
agreed. Yeah, I don't want this page at all. I want to just have like one page.
Exactly.
That's everything.
Yeah.
Maybe this one becomes it because this page I think supports like pagination or So maybe this becomes the main page and we just do it there and add that header at the top.
Okay. I think also it doesn't have like a number of pages. It's just previous until you stop.
Yeah, previous page.
All right.
Page. Yeah, that's weird. Maybe because there's only 2 pages, but I'm assuming that it's very simple pagination.
Yeah, don't know about that. Anyways,
pagination with Gatsby is like it's very doable, but it's like again everything's static, so you have to like
regenerate it. But see, pagination. That's not a problem because, anyways, that's not even a big deal.
We can hack on that for sure. But I think really with the blog, we just need like 2 main pages to start at least. We need like the first page you see when you come, which is going to have like a list of the posts, and with like pagination or something like that, right? And then we need a page for the post itself, like the post view page. Like those are the 2 like big ones I think we want to have. Like
right, and they already exist, so
they do, yeah. And then there's probably like I definitely want to have like some navigation with like an about and
exactly.
So what do we think of in terms of hierarchy then for the site? Because I feel like it would be this is probably on our board. I don't remember if it is. I guess we've kind of broken down some of the stuff a bit more, but like maybe we can just say in the backlog. So like pages for, so maybe we could do something like homepage, right? View, probably like a small about page or something.
Do any of the pages have a sidebar?
No, I think I'd like to add that. Like,
I'm thinking like it'd be nice to have a sidebar, but then that might break the whole responsive design thing. And I'm like, then it becomes a whole like a whole project in of itself.
Oh, is the whole thing responsive? I haven't tried the design. Is it like responsive?
I believe it's. I'm pretty sure it's mobile first. I mean, look at this. I mean, this isn't mobile.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know what it is.
It's like it doesn't even change. It's just mobile. Yeah, 100%. It's very like okay, like a line there. But I mean, usually like a sidebar, you can just have it like collapse down for like mobile sizes. I like the idea of mobile first. I think it's metrics do show like people read a ton on mobile, so we do want something that does work on mobile. So I think like if we take this, put our logo in, get this page looking more like the index here with like the all articles and some type of like, list of posts. Do we want to have a separation between like our blog articles and our like podcasts? Like, I guess we'll have them like tagged differently, but like, do we want to be able to make that like easier to filter down by? I would think yes, but maybe not right away.
Yeah, I agree. I think for now we need. Right now we're content sparse, right? So we should just lump everything together and hope that we find some sort of tagging plugin that can filter. So you click on this tag and only the podcasts show up. And so on.
That's very doable.
But later on, when we have a lot of content and so on and so forth, then we would have separate pages for each, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Yeah. So for now, let's just have it like very simple where like the home page is the page. It's the blog.
Yeah.
There's links somewhere, some kind of menu for like getting to any other pages we want to add, whether that's an about page or like at these Twitter and GitHub links, we can maybe just link to like we can link to our Twitter account. Oh, we already do. That's right. Oh, I think you added that. Nice. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That feels good to me. I think like, yeah. And then the next steps after that, like that, I don't think that'll take super long. The bigger steps are what you put down in terms of like, having, like we're gonna need somewhere to host the audio and like a way to embed the audio. SoundCloud is not going to work because their limits are a bit too small for us. So,
yeah, yeah, a lot to consider. I think for hosting audio for now, we'll just leave it on the web host itself. But we need to quickly come up with something different. And players, again, there's a built-in audio player in HTML5. Again, that's a very short-term solution.
Yeah, not the best UI, but it works for like it's pretty cross-platform.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. I was trying to find something that's open source and that's just embeddable, but I couldn't find anything that was really good. But I didn't search that hard.
Yeah, we should do. Is that a task already to kind of? I think you have one there for like embedding.
No, SoundCloud was it. So now that we've counted it out, then I'll change the task for that.
Okay. Cool. So where's
you clicked cancel?
Yeah, I'm actually just gonna create. I just don't like what I had written there, so I canceled it. I'm gonna add it here. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of capture a bunch of things.
Maybe site structure.
Yeah. I say structure and design because there's some thoughts there to the design of the site. So like basically homepage with list of posts, podcast, starts, and then design. I think the homepage design, do we want like the hero image style where we have like the one at the top, or that can just be the thumbnail we pick with our faces probably for those posts, right?
Yep.
The current design is pretty standard. It's like name, date.
Yes. So but by default, the author is Hamish and Brandon, and then for individual posts that we write, you just add the author tag, and it'll just be your name.
Oh, awesome! That's perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like that. Got the share buttons. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's do that. So the structure, then come back here, post page design. I think I'll try and like work in new logo color. So I might play with that a little bit, right?
Okay. About page, yeah.
A page, yeah. Probably be a simple little blurb about us and a link to our socials and those kinds of things. Yeah, I think that's it. There's going to be two main links. I think about can kind of cover all the bases, like in terms of like contacting us too. So we don't really need like a contact page or anything. So mostly just like the homepage of the post, about page for information. I think what we're going to want is like, maybe a podcast page, and that would just like, link to like maybe about the podcast, links for listening. So you can listen to it on our site, of course, but maybe like linking to like iTunes, like something we can like push if people like have a player.
Yeah.
Could be useful to have something like that to kind of push that avenue, because I know a lot of people use those apps. Yeah, that's good for now. Let's just leave it at that. Cool. I don't want to make this task too big. So I can assign that to me for now.
Maybe at a later time you can add subtasks to this. But I mean, the checklist, the bullet list should be enough.
Good call, yeah. Yeah, cool. Okay.
What would you? I had a suggestion for the first articles. Like I said, I'm writing one right now, which is just a generic what programmers do in their free time.
Do you want to move that to here? Work in progress.
Yeah, you're right. Let's do that.
I like that. That's awesome.
Good. If you notice, there's also a My Computer Setup. That's similar to the one I had on my blog. Maybe we could each do one. Basically, it's like what software you use on a regular basis, for your workflow, for personal, stuff like that.
I like that idea. Yeah, just a bit of like, what do I use to get my computer customized for myself? Like my own little tips and dot files and configurations and applications, stuff like that.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna put this down as a possible article about how we built this site and how we like set up the auto deploy and
good. Could you add one for comments in the task to do? Figure out how to add comments.
Oh, how to add comments to the blog.
Yeah. I know you mentioned a plugin where it does like pull requests and stuff like that. So we can
I like that
investigate.
Paul, if I can find it in 4 seconds, I'll add it here. Gatsby. Find it later. Don't remember what it was called. But yeah. Actually, it was look for tool for what was it? Open source that works for. It was for any static site. It wasn't just Gatsby. It was for any static site, because it can make a pull request to any repo, and you just tell it what format to make it in, and it'll add the comment file. So yeah.
Okay.
And then do static sites, and then it just literally adds it to the code, and then it's right there, and you can like preview the PR, which is kind of neat. So save that one. Okay. Cool. I'll just assign that to me for now, because I feel like I'm gonna come back to that. So yeah, I like that. This is a good idea too. My computer setup. That's a good one.
So yeah, why don't you move computer setup into the ready column?
Yeah, cool.
And then we'll each do one.
Yeah,
because that one's easy. It's like, I use Vim, and here's why, and I use Chrome rather than Firefox, or Firefox rather than Chrome, and it's kind of like almost like a get to know you kind of article.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. Just what you use.
Low hanging fruit, an easy win, you know.
Yeah, just to get some content in there, and like it probably won't go viral, and that's fine. It's just like to have something to like
to beef up the place. Yeah,
you won't believe what this developer uses. Number 5 will shock you.
Oh man, did I add B and H everywhere?
I think it just puts it there when you assign it.
No,
so
I think I did that, and I must have been really tired because we already have assigned assignments. So
I don't think so because it's not here, but it says assign brand. I think it's just added to the view here.
Oh, okay. So when it's in like skinny mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's cool.
I like this collapse mode. I don't know how I found it, but when I found it, I think I actually hit a key on my keyboard by accident and everything collapsed. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like,
that's great because I was having trouble like seeing everything at the same time.
Yeah.
And for example, for the blog, the podcast, whenever we move things into the done column, we could potentially drag it from there into the backlog of the blog topics swim lane.
Oh, yeah, right.
So that once we'd finished discussing it, then we move it to the blog and then we do a write-up, you know? So,
yeah.
Anyways, I thought that was pretty cool.
I like this. Yeah, I'm glad you got all these things in here too. This is awesome.
Yeah, so side note, we have like fail to ban, and we also have SSH tunnels. So maybe we can do either a whole episode or maybe just a segment on SSH and tips and tricks, like SSH config and stuff like that. And definitely, I want to do one about death and like your computer life after you die, and how do you pass on passwords to your loved ones and so on. So stuff like that.
Yeah, that'll be a fun topic. I've thought about that a lot. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. I've thought about that for a chunk of time. Like, what happens when I die? You know.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how to represent whole episodes versus topics. Maybe I was thinking maybe subtasks within a task, but then it'd be cool if we could like look at the column while we're recording and say, oh, did we talk about that? Did we talk about that? You know, like.
So maybe you can have like, maybe we keep maybe it's one of the columns then. So maybe we have like a column like the current episode, and that could be ready. Or maybe, can you change these like column names per swim lane here, or do you have to kind of keep them all the same for every?
I think it's the same for all throughout, which is unfortunate. Yeah.
But if we created,
we know in our heads what they mean.
Yeah. So even then, like if we just know what they mean, we could have like for the current episode we're recording, we could put them into the work in progress, for example, or ready, either one. And like when we've talked about it, we can move it over, or just mark it
for sure.
That'd be helpful.
Anyways, okay, cool. Let's see what else. So you can move the figure out streaming recording to the done column. I mean, that's still kind of a work in progress, but I think we've settled on something for now.
Yeah, I agree. I think like, you know, using Google Hangouts on air plus both of us record audio. That's it. Video is kept as is on YouTube podcast. Something like that, I feel like might be.
Yep, exactly. Cool. Okay, good. What else do we got?
So we kind of have, well, should I put that in done for now just because we kind of have something, so we can always come back to it? What do you
think? That's more up to you, I think.
Yeah, I feel like, well, yeah, I mean, You know what? Maybe what I'll do is
actually I would leave it. I would leave it in work in progress because we haven't done the Square one yet.
Yeah, there's a bit more to do there. Let me just say, like, add a subtask for this one, like work on. So we'll do that.
And you can move the plugin for podcasts back into the move it back into the backlog.
The RSS.
The one in the work in progress podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, this one I think we'll just do a lot of things manually to start. Like, so we'll record an episode, produce an MP3 file, and then we'll just have to we'll upload to our server.
Yeah.
Add the audio tag for embedding it.
Exactly.
The cool thing is, because of the way our Gatsby blog is set up, we can write like a React component, for example, that like we can put that straight into our Markdown files, right? Which is kind of cool. So we'll be able to, maybe we can create our own kind of player, or if we find like a React based player, maybe we can use that or something. But
oh yes, yeah,
because we're using MDX, right? So it's like Markdown plus JSX.
Yeah, I already tested. I showed you the example branch that I created, and I ported our old episodes into it, and the YouTube embed worked, and my MP3 player, the HTML5 audio tag worked. So yeah, awesome. I'm not too worried about that. That's why I said put it back in the backlog.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that feels good. That feels good to me. I think we will setting up iTunes. So I think this one might be kind of done, right? Because we've kind of found something. We have to work on it, but it's
okay. Then put it in work in progress then.
Yeah. This is kind of
we definitely not implemented it. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I'll keep these ones in progress because they're all kind of connected and related to each other, just with like the design stuff. So do that there. This one I think here is like, I want to just expand on this one a little bit because I feel like the set up podcast. What's that word? Syndication.
Distribution.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's the better word? Distribution. I like
publication.
Yeah. So, and then maybe some add a subtask here, like, so we have like iTunes. Let's see. Overcast is okay. I need to. We actually need to do some research here because I feel like there's a number of like Spotify would be one I'm interested in too, though, for sure. Google Play. I think they have an app for that too. I use an app called Pocket Casts on Android. It's in terms of Android, it's one of the most popular Android players for podcasts.
Okay.
Those are probably some of the biggest players. And I think they're all going to have different requirements. I'm just curious. I showed you this before. Remember that site that would like take care of all that for you. Maybe we can like see which ones they submit to. One-click distribution.
Go back to the top.
Yeah, does it say?
There.
Oh, okay, click here. Aha.
Apple. Oh, okay.
I don't know what Breaker or Castbox is. Should we just put these all in? I mean, if it's not too hard, I mean, might as well like try to.
Sure.
I wouldn't prioritize ones I've never heard of as much, maybe, but I feel like, why not? So.
Oh, you can't do bulk. Darn.
Oh, enter one subtask by line, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good.
So let's see. We have that one already. Have Pocket Casts, have Spotify.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice. I like this Kanban tool. It's quite nice.
Yeah. Considering how simple it is.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we can just like...
There was another one that was even simpler than that, but I couldn't get it to work.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's good. It's kind of got hidden, like, it does a good job of like kind of giving you lots of control. And if you dig, it's got some pretty cool. It has like an API and everything, like all these like features that you could have. Like,
oh yeah, it's crazy. You can hook this up to GitHub and even Gogs, which is what I use on my side. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty sweet. So put this to ready. I'm gonna say, I know these are all somewhat related. Maybe we can consolidate some of that, but
yeah, definitely.
So set up SoundCloud. Do we want to just say then?
Yeah, let's remove. Yeah, either remove it or yeah, done. Yeah, let's do that.
Just say yeah. Work. We just keep. What if we just keep creating new accounts every week? Have like so many accounts. Okay.
You know, sometimes websites don't do a good job at filtering through their emails. So I think you're aware of this. Emails, the email protocol, you can have your email address and then a plus, and then any number of characters, and then the at symbol and at gmail.com, for example, and it goes to the same Gmail account. But if the website is not diligent, they will register that as two separate email addresses.
Yeah.
The same thing apparently with Gmail. Dots don't matter in the name.
Oh, interesting.
So if you have hamish.mcpherson at gmail.com, it's the exact same as hamishmcpherson at gmail.com.
I didn't know that.
But as far as a computer is concerned, those are two separate ASCII sequences, right?
Right.
So it registers as two different email addresses. So
that's
you can,
so funny.
in theory, do like, unlimited numbers while it's all still going to the same account.
Does that mean like my hamstew@gmail.com would also work if I did like h.a.m.s? Like, would that work?
Apparently for Gmail, that's true. I don't know if it's still true or what, but also some websites are better at filtering through these, and they're like, you already used it before. But the plus is not just Gmail. That's part of the email address standard.
Right. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I use it at my job because I'll like create a test account from a buffer, like to test something.
Oh, so you use it like?
Yeah, and I've used it because like I want to the emails to go to like all the same email, but I want to like be able to know like where the source is, so like I can see that this email came.
Exactly.
It's really useful.
That's why when I sign up for services, I try to use different emails so that if I get spammed, I know exactly where it came from.
Yeah, exactly.
In theory, I should do that with all of my friends because that's where most of the spam comes from. It's someone whose email address book was leaked or something, or hacked or whatever.
That's an interesting idea. Yeah. Can you imagine having like a business card too, like you hand out, where it's like, here's my email, it's Brandon plus, and then there's like an empty spot where you can write it.
Actually, as you were saying, I'm thinking I should do that. And I'm like, Brandon plus your name.
Yeah. But that would probably confuse the non-tech literate. They'd be like, "What? How is it? How can you have any email you want here?" It's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's funny. Well,
nice.
I feel pretty good about this. I think we should probably wrap up here. It's about 10 p.m. here, and I know it's getting late for you.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of good stuff done today. I had some reservations about Gatsby and how like it's a little too simple Like it doesn't provide some of the features that we were hoping for, but I think that can be worked around.
Yeah, I know.
The fact that it's in React kind of makes it fun, you know. Like
it's true. I think my mixed feelings are because for the same reason. Like I love everything about it, except I realize that it's not perfect because it is a more like DIY system. So like I feel like we could set up a WordPress blog and something, and then we'd have a lot of like easily addable plugins that we could just add, and we could get it working pretty good. But then we would lose like the nice React style stuff, and we wouldn't be able to write in like Markdown. Yeah. Have to use like the WordPress editor, and the GitHub flow would be non-existent. You could probably try and work a GitHub flow into it, but I feel like WordPress just does its own thing in its database. So it's like a trade-off in terms of like, do you want like the technical flexibility, or do you want like the ease of design? So yeah, I feel like the design has a ways to go, but the logo excites me. I think that's looking nice. I feel like
I think the design has to revolve around the logo. So now that we've had that, we have an anchor for everything else to flow from it. So I think for as far as Gatsby is concerned, maybe we should have just like a mental point of no return, or point of definite return, where if we say, okay, let's add comments, for example, and it's just a nightmare to implement. Let's just say we abandon Gatsby and switched it for something else.
Right, yeah.
Because I mean, I like hacking on it. It's fun, and I love React. But if we're spending too much time on the implementation itself, and not on the content, then we're kind of wasting our time spinning our wheels.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
So just have that possibility in mind that, okay, maybe if this is too difficult, let's leave this aside. Try a good old WordPress, which is, PHP and ugly, and anyways. But anyways.
No, it's funny. I mean,
so just keep that in mind.
There's people who do it the other way around, where like they use WordPress as the backend for Gatsby, right? But you can't do it the other way, where like WordPress is the front end for Gatsby. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like yeah, there's this because the way Gatsby works is like it'll pull from anywhere. Like right now we're just pulling from like Markdown files, but like you can have Gatsby pull from a database or pull from like there's these services even that exist now that are just designed to be like sources for Gatsby to pull on, or for other static generators to pull from.
Okay. So you're saying we could, instead of pulling back, we can lean in even further and find potentially a dynamic backend for it.
Yeah, well, I mean that the thing with that though is that only really solves like the content side, which isn't really a problem. Like we know how to write the content; it's just Markdown files. So it's the design side that's like we don't have, like, because again it's a blank slate. We just have to build something from scratch. WordPress, you get so much out of the box with like tagging, searching, grouping, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a different, like, Gatsby can be a blog, but it wasn't built to be a blog. It was built to be like a content system. It's very it's like the Webpack of blogs, it's just so like general and what it can do. Like it just doesn't. Yeah. So.
Okay.
I like your idea though. I agree. Let's be very mindful of that and like talk again about how that's feeling. If we say, hey, like we want to tweak the design, it's super painful, or comments would be really nice, but it looks like it's going to take like a week of development work to get that working, versus like a day or two. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we'll check in on that again. In the meantime, I think I can try my hand at the structure stuff and see if like moving the blog page to the front page and
that'd be awesome.
Stuff like that. I'll look into that. So give that a shot.
Yeah. That'd be cool. You can. Yeah.
I think we're in good shape. I mean, got a lot done today.
Yeah, this is great. Let's chat again. I think this Thursday should be good. I think we had said that we'd chat again then.
Yep.
So let's aim for that, and we can talk about some of the things in our topic list. And
so on Thursday, do you want to record?
That's actually a good question. Maybe not. Maybe we should work more on the blog to get that ready.
Okay.
But at the same time, I want to record, so I'm kind of on the fence. Like I want to record, but
me too. I'm like, I don't want to delay forever, but at the same time, I know we won't.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see how we feel. I think because I could go either way. I feel like part of me might be like, oh, we're in the midst of doing something kind of cool. Maybe we can talk about Gatsby a bit and what we're doing, or we could just honestly we could pick any of our items, and they're all pretty interesting. Talk about like 5 or 6 of them, right, and have an episode there. So we don't need a blog to have the episode, but it is an important part because we do want to have that ready so we can start sharing it.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So we're definitely on the same page on that. Okay, cool. What was I going to say? Oh, let's stop recording right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you stop the video and then we'll stop the Audacity.
Okay.
Bye.